We'll jump into the occupancy module now. So I'll go first to locations up here on the left. Here you can see all of my different locations. If we jump into my Kings Hill care home again, you'll notice this looks relatively similar to that initial homepage. So it's showing you an overview of my live inquiries, available rooms, occupancy, and weekly fee. But the information you're seeing here is just specific to Kings Hill. Under bookings, I can see all of my previous stays and any future bookings coming up. So that booking I just made of Joan Dory, that inquiry that I'm moving in on the 28th, you can see that's appearing here under future bookings. Inquiries is just showing me all of my inquiries that I have for this home. And residents is showing me all of my residents that are currently in the home. So while bookings shows previous and future stays, residents shows the current residents within the home. I can click into these as well at any point, but I will jump into that in just a moment. Users is showing any users that have access to this specific home. And then rooms and floors is the area that you'll probably spend the most time in this location section. So what you can see here is all of your available, occupied and closed rooms. The page that we're on at the moment is showing me the available rooms. If I click occupied, these are all my occupied rooms. Closed, I have none closed within my system at the moment. If I jump back to available rooms, what you can actually see here, which is good to point out, is that room 1 is actually going to be occupied from the 28th. So you can see that it's 100% occupied over the next few months. This is because this is the room that has Joan Dory coming into it on the 28th. These percentages are giving you a quick overview of the occupancy levels of these rooms. It's a quick snapshot on a monthly basis of how occupied these rooms are going to be. But as I showed at the beginning of the session, we do have those occupancy reports which show you on a daily basis as well if you really want to deep dive into the occupancy. If I click on one of these rooms, a room card will appear. You can add as many images as you would like to these room cards and any room features and the target fee as well. So you're able to actually capture all of the information about the rooms. It's really effective for your staff members, your sales teams. If they are on the phone to any potential residents, they are able to actually easily describe which rooms are available. Now, if we jump into the residence section of occupancy, as I mentioned, you can click on residents within the location, but also over here on the left, if I click residents, view residents, it looks the same as that inquiries page, but this is showing me the residents. So if I go Kings Hill Care Home, here are all of my current residents. As mentioned previously, you do have the ability to toggle your columns on and off if you just want to see certain information. Now, please note these icons on the left, they are notifying me of some issues with my finance and billing. So I haven't logged, fee pairs for these residents. That's all associated with the finance and billing module of the system, which I won't jump into today as it's quite a meaty part of Found. So we'll be here for another hour. But if anyone does want to learn anything about the finance and billing functionality within Found, you can just contact us after the session as well. But for the purpose of this, you can ignore those icons there. And if I jump into one of my residents, Robert Johnson, you'll see again, it looks very similar to the inquiries page. So the system is really easy to use, really user-friendly, and everything is kept relatively simple. The first thing I'll jump into is the summary bar. Similar to that inquiries, it does just give you a quick overview of the resident. One thing that is worth noting, though, is the status of the inquiry in regard to whether they are on-site or off-site. So Robert is currently on-site, but if perhaps he did need to go to hospital and I needed to log him off-site, I could toggle him off-site, choosing the reason, the date, and the return if I know it, and adding that as an off-site log. That's then going to pull through to the occupancy report and appear as mentioned in yellow, so you are able to track all of your residents who occupy their rooms but are off-site. If we scroll down, the timeline shows once again all the interactions that we have with this resident. But what you can also do within this timeline is actually edit the room booking. So if I click edit booking, Perhaps Robert has changed his weekly fee. We're charging him slightly more. We can easily edit this by editing the weekly fee there and choosing the date of weekly fee change. We can edit his dates. If perhaps he was respite and then we wanted to make him permanent, we could do so within this area. We could change his room if we needed to, or we could close his booking if we needed as well. If I scroll back up to the top, one thing I will point out, which is quite blaringly obvious up the top here, is that we have a complaint. So you are able to actually log feedback within the system. That can be both a positive review or a complaint if needed. But for complaints, they will appear here up the top in an open complaint, and you can then manage those within the system as well. This complaint has been open for 72 days, so I'd be looking to resolve this relatively quickly, and I can easily mark this as closed. And you'll see it's now disappeared from the top there. If I continue along the top, details similar to the inquiries, all the details about this resident. Tasks is the same. You can manually assign yourself and others tasks. Under bookings, you can actually see any time Robert has been in my home. This is really effective for if you have respite stays. Perhaps you have a respite who's come multiple times. Every time they come into their home, they will appear as a new booking, but those bookings will all be stored here under this one profile. So you will only ever need one profile for Robert, but all of his bookings would store here individually, which is really effective to keep track of his time in your homes. Contacts, same as before, logging additional and personal contacts. Notes and documents are the same. And then we also have a billing tab as well, which comes with the finance and billing functionality. We are able to actually manage all of your invoicing, billable extras, petty cash ledgers, that sort of thing. But I won't jump into that. As I say, that will take a significant amount of time. If I jump back to the timeline, to the sort of key information about this resident, and I scroll down to the bottom, this Nourish icon here is highlighting that we haven't captured enough information about this particular resident to send through to Nourish. So that's what I previously mentioned, that you would be notified if you need to capture more. So once I've captured this resident's first name, last name, NHS number, date of birth, primary contact, email, I will then be able to send this through to Nourish. What's really exciting is that we have a two-way Nourish integration. So anytime any of this information mentioned is updated in the Nourish profile, that will then also update within the Found profile as well. So you don't have to worry about any double entry there within those systems. Perfect. So that is all of the occupancy module that you would be using. So that is the locations and your resident side of things. So managing those resident journeys and those room bookings, and then being able to report on all of your occupancy as well. Just to note that everything over in yellow, so messages, tasks, calendar, and reporting, all comes with the inquiries module as well. So you don't have to worry about any of that being extra. Similarly, the networking module also comes alongside the inquiries as well.